my name is Jia-Horng, the Catholic University of Korea.
I'm Dr. Jia-Horng Kao from National Taiwan University.
I'm Seung-Won Lee from the Catholic University of Korea. So we'll start the interview by talking about hepatitis B virus, which was your lecture title of the day.
Right.
So what is the key message of your lecture today?
Okay. I think the topic of my presentation is the potential therapeutic targets of HBV life cycle. So the key message is that the virus replicates through several critical steps. So perhaps we can use these steps as a therapeutic target. That's because nowadays, although we have some nucleoside or nucleotide analogs, but all these drugs, the target is the DNA polymerase and the reverse transcriptase. And therefore, we can suppress viral replication, but we cannot cure hepatitis B virus. That is to clear the hepatitis B surface antigen or even the cccDNA.
You in your session that we had today, you talked a lot of new emerging antiviral therapies. Then I think we have the good future. We can expect a good future for the management of chronic hepatitis B. But what will be the hurdle for the cure or the future medicine? For chronic hepatitis B patients?
Yeah. So from the HBV life cycle, I think the most important hurdle that the virus to be cured is the presence of intranuclear cccDNA. So the holy grail HBV cure is to clear the HBV cccDNA. So I think in my presentation I mentioned the critical steps of HBV life cycle, including the entry receptor and the polymerase and some encapsulation signal. And also the production of messenger RNA and viral proteins, and also the release of surface antigens. So in coming years, we may have many clinical trials by using of these drugs. For example, the entry inhibitor, the siRNA to interrupt the messenger RNA and then produce a viral protein, and of course the cccDNA inhibitor or silencer, and some capsid inhibitor, and the surface antigen release inhibitions. This is the direct to the virus. And there are some others, the immune modulator, that is host targeting agents, such as TLR7, TLR8 agonist, therapeutic vaccine, or even some immune checkpoint inhibitors. So in the future, when these drugs have some promising effect through the early phase clinical trials, and we can have some lead compounds can be used in humans. Then the next step is how and when to combine this DAA or HDA. And then we can really reach the goal of HBs antigen zero clearance. For example, nowadays the rate of surface antigen loss is around only 5 to 10%. By using these measures, maybe we can increase the rate of surface loss to be above 30% or even higher. I think that's our dream.
Okay. So hepatitis C is we're looking towards elimination.
Right.
Although it's a different virus with different characters. You mentioned cccDNA,
Yes.
and Hep C does not have cccDNA. So we are near elimination. All the patients are very curious. When will hepatitis B virus will be eliminated, like Hep C, because we have DAA nowadays? What do you think is the future hepatitis B virus treatment?
Okay, I have a very wide guess. So within 5 years, if we combine what I just mentioned, the host targeting agents and the direct antiviral agents, maybe we can clear the virus functional cure. That means the loss of surface antigens, but the cccDNA may still exist. And within maybe 10 to 20 years, if we can have very good drugs to inhibit cccDNA or silence cccDNA, and then we can reach the so-called complete cure. Yeah, but it may take 10 to 20 years for us to reach this goal.
Yeah, lastly, I want a question. How about will the future target for integrate hepatitis B virus molecule in the hepatocyte. No current management can directly target.
Right.
So that another maybe there needs to be. We need to find out how to attack.
Yeah, that's another cure. We call it the sterilizing cure. That means we have to cut the integrated HBV DNA from the human host genome. By using modern technologies, maybe we can use the CRISPR-Cas9 system to have a fine cut of this integrated HBV DNA. But we know this CRISPR-Cas9 system has some other side effects, maybe off-target effect. So it can also damage the normal chromosome or normal genome. So in the future, we need to have a fine-tune how to precisely cut HBV DNA without damage the others. So it is still possible if the technologies advance as soon as possible.
Okay, so in your perspective, how long do you think it is possible to do that?
I just mentioned maybe 5, then 10 to 20, I think maybe 30 to 50 years.
Okay.
Long time.
It's a long time ago because the virus is smarter than humans.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Kao.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you.